Hello and welcome. So great to be connecting with you once again. And I'm really honored to be talking about today's topic. It's actually an exercise, a process. It is a very simple process, yet very profound. It's probably the most profound exercise I've actually learned in my whole career. So excited to be connecting with you and sharing this with you. So the topic is letting go, how to fully honor and process your emotions so they don't get stuck and lodged in your emotional body. So in the last few weeks, several weeks now, I've been talking about conscious wealth creation, living your most expanded self, returning to your wholeness. And would you not agree that part of that process, it's inevitable that we're going to be bumping up against certain situations, incidences that might bring up some unwanted feelings, right? And it's my experience, we're not the best at processing our emotions. So I want to dive into that with you. And I'm Janine Brawley. For those that don't know me, I'm all about owning your power, being that powerful conscious creator that you are, and that includes honoring all of ourselves, right? Even the unwanted emotions, so that we can return to our wholeness. So when something happens, what do we do with shock or grief or anger or rage or sorrow or whatever it might be? Like, what do we do, right? What do you do? What is your process for feeling your feelings? So, and if you think about emotions really are energy in motion. So if we're not taking that energy, that emotion, and actually feeling it and letting it go, like I said, it gets stuck in the body. So letting go is really, really powerful. It's letting go what does not serve us, as opposed to letting our emotions take us out. And I see far too often that we get taken out by our emotions. So, and I'm not saying emotions are bad. They're there to feel. Like, that's a beautiful thing. We've got all these beautiful emotions, good or bad, right? But we need to honor them all. So here's what happens. Here's the process. Something happens to us, whether it's, small on the Richter scale, or it's massive, where it's like, whoa, this is so painful, or brings up so much, whatever that emotion is. It's really heightened. So if you think of like a ruler or a spectrum, right? So something happens to us, and over here, we end up days, weeks, months after, we indulge in the story, we ruminate about the story, we rehash the story, we relive the story, we keep retelling it. We might phone someone up and tell them about it. We might bump into someone and we tell it, and we're keeping it alive and we're giving it energy. And it's lively, right? Whether that's days, weeks, months. And then on the other hand, we have a situation, we have these feelings, but then we repress. We sweep under the carpet, we minimize, we pretend it didn't happen, or we just don't honor it fully, right? Both of these are just the same in terms of keeping the energy alive, feeding it, and keeping the emotions in our body. And so what happens is that over time, it becomes who we think we are, right? As opposed to who we really are. And most of society does one or the other. Or depending on the situation, might do one or the other, right? For me, what I did is I did this form of repression is, oh no, I got this. I don't need to deal with this. I got this. I'll just, and I overrode it, right? I'm good. I got it. And so again, that's not very honoring either. So what should we do? So we've got indulge on one side, repress on the other. And what you want to do is come right in the middle, because in the middle is where ego dies. What we want to do is simply feel the feelings fully, but with no story, no label, no judgment. It's just the feeling. But what's going to happen is your brain's going to want to go, oh, what's this feeling about? And it's going to want to attach a story to it. But just feel the feelings. It's not that hard, but just feel the feelings. And the reason why you don't want to have a story is that you do not want to become the mind-body connection to the event, right? You want to separate your feelings from that event. And most people, it feels scary to want to sit down and feel, right? Well, I don't want to go there. I don't want to feel that. Why would I just rather not go there? And so that's how a lot of people will, and even telling the story keeps it alive, but we're not really honoring the feelings. Talking about it it's still kind of escaping that feeling, right? But I got to tell you this, is that the thought of going there is scarier than actually going there, right? So what do I mean by going there? Feel the feelings without the story, the emotion, any label or judgment. You just want to feel it. So if you sat down and you just felt it, you don't want to react it, you're just feeling the feeling. Maybe it's, I can feel this immense tightness in my chest, or maybe there's a heaviness on my shoulders, or maybe there's a, hard, rock sensation in my gut. You just want to feel it. Maybe there's this sadness. It's just like just tears want to come out. Maybe you want to scream. Like, what is that feeling? And just, can you fully honor it? And for me, years ago, when I learned this, probably well over a decade ago, I had this incident that happened to me, and I remember being out and about, and someone I ran into said, oh, hey, how you doing, Janine? And I'm like, and I just lost it, right? I just lost it. And this incident was so fresh in my mind. So I ended up, I had a busy day, and I thought, you know what? No, I got to walk my talk. And so I went home and I sat on the end of my bed, and I thought probably would be like sitting there for like an hour or something crying. And I sat there and I started crying, and I cried. And it was probably like 2 minutes. I'm like, really? That's it? 2 minutes? That's it? And yes, it did come back several days later, and then maybe a week later after that, and another week. I can't remember exactly. But my point is, I believe that so many people, we don't ever fully honor and feel. Like, I'd never done that before in my life. And so we can repress that and not actually feel it for like days, weeks, months, decades, our whole lives. So you can see the importance of just dealing with it, right? Fully feeling it. And sadly, most of us just have not been taught this, right? And it might feel a little bit foreign, but it's really not as big of a deal that we think it is. We just need to reframe how we process, right? So let's give an example, just to tie a bow on this. Think of something we can all relate to, a painful breakup, right? Let's all say we've just gone through a breakup. It's so painful. We may, we just don't want to feel that again. We don't want to let go. So unconsciously, we may say, or consciously, but let's just say consciously, follow this example, but we'll say, oh, well, I'm never doing that again. Never want to feel like that again, right? I put my heart and soul into it, and whoa, like I just don't want to feel that heartache again. So what happens is we do that unconsciously. So unconsciously, we lower our standards and we start playing it safe, right? So when we play it safe, we're never going to be fully fulfilled, right? So if we do learn how to process, we do learn how to fully feel, and we don't become that mind-body connection and we let go of it, we won't unconsciously make these decisions that are in our highest good like that. So I hope that made sense. When do you want to do this? When emotions are high, when you are triggered, or if you notice you have a repeating pattern, right? Gosh, every time that happens, that might be a trigger too, but it maybe doesn't need to be like a strong trigger, but it's just like, wow, every time that happens, I notice I'm feeling a certain way, right? So become aware of when you're keeping the story, the feelings alive, whether it's indulging or repressing, and really feel it to heal it. And it's more than just feeling it to heal it. I know you've probably heard that saying before, but feel it to heal it. But it's more than feeling it to heal it, because there's no story while you're feeling it. Right? No story is so important. So you're not that mind-body connection. So whether you're going through something right now or whether you're not, either way, if you are, just please put into practice. If you're not, maybe you can make a mental note or even a physical note, just like, oh yeah, right, I've got to do that thing, rather than indulging or repressing. Just feel it, honor it, no story. And as always, please let me know how it goes. I am loving the feedback. It really supports me in my work that I'm doing. So put into practice. It's not hard to do, simple not to do, right? So please put into practice. Let me know how it goes. And until next time, we will see you soon. Bye-bye.